Hello, everyone. I have not said anything. I'm just reading the chat. What will you do if the speaker is not saying anything? I'm just curious. You're just saying hi, good evening, ready to learn. Somebody said that. And I'm very happy to see you all greeting beautifully. A very good evening to everyone here. Today is a very important day because today we will be mastering the last round of the state level. Like you know already, state level has 4 additional rounds, and today is round number 9. What is round number 9? Did you check the book? What is your last round in the second book? That's quite a big one to type. I know that. It is comprehension. That's correct. Right. So today we're going to see reading comprehension. How many of you like to read, not no study? Studying is different. How many of you like to read? Like reading for pleasure, reading for happiness. Oh, I always have a book around with me. Like I have a bedtime story book. Even when I travel, I carry not just my favorite toy, Teddy. I also carry a book along with me. I have a Kindle, anything. You all like to read. Right. Now type in the chat, besides a book, what else do we read? What else do we read? Newspaper, reading minds. Wow. You read stories, text. Forget, okay, anything that is in the form of book. Okay. Don't type magazine, comics, poetry, story books. What else do you read? Newspaper, yes. No, not what genre. What else? Where else do you read? Signboards, very good. What else? Some subtitles in some movies. Huh. What else? Food. What do you read in food? Russia-Ukrainian war, really? Notice board, very good. Posters, leaflets, advertisements. What else? News, very good. When you go to a restaurant, the menu, beautiful. Expiry date on products, beautiful. PowerPoint presentations, notifications in your parents' mobile phones, dialogues, menu, beautiful. I'm happy to see you typing captions, signs, young worlds. Okay. And whatever the doctor writes in the prescription, very difficult to read. The chemist will understand probably, but yeah, very difficult for us to read and understand. So why am I asking you this question? Isn't reading books, isn't reading text, some form of, story or paragraph or poetry? Isn't this what reading is all about? Reading comprehension exercises generally. Okay, they only talk about some poetry or prose, but Spelby International's reading comprehension is not just about that. It is like a life skill. Reading is a life skill, right? And when you read many different kinds of text. Every day you are bombarded with many kinds of text. So in your book, if you see, you will have 6 different exercises. Okay. What are the exercises that you have? One will be based on a poetry. One will be based on a recommended storybook, some dialogue from that book. One will be a letter, and one will be a product label. One will be a poster, a poetry. Did you check that? So it is not just some paragraph. Thank you for responding, my darling students. Thank you for your thumbs ups. Thank you for the nodding of your heads. Thank you for interacting with me. I love to look at your video as we speak. Thank you. So it's not just, a formal text. It can be anything. How many of you check the product labels of the products that you consume? That's very important, right? Yes, are we doing that? We know to read. Do you remember the first time that you read? Do you remember the first storybook that you read? What was the first word that you read? You're checking ingredients? That's awesome. What was the first word that you read? I clearly remember my son's first word. We were going in the car and he was looking at the vehicle that was right before us and he said S to P. S to P is written there. Can you tell me what is S to P? Yes, he read stop. That was his very first word. S to P. What was your very first words? You remember? You don't remember? Okay. Ice. Mama. That's usually the word that we first utter, right? Papa, mama. Okay. What do you what did you read when? Ah, nice. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. So that was the first word that you read from someplace. Great. Cats, ice. Beautiful. All right. You remember your best friend's word, is it? Nice. So we love to, and when you started reading, how did you feel? It was like a superpower, right? You didn't have to depend on your parents anymore to read that bedtime story. You could read that for yourself. Did you like that feeling? Suddenly you became very independent and you could read so many books by yourselves. No? But now that we know how to read, are we reading enough? That's the question. Are we? Leave alone studying. I'm not even getting there. It's not studying, it's not the textbooks. There are so many beautiful things that you can study. Sorry, not study, reads. So, and we should also not stop with reading just books, magazines, and storybooks. Let's read everything. So, that is why we have in your exercises all the different kinds of text, right? And when you read, how you read is my question. What is the difference between passive reading and active reading? How do you read? One or two, actively or passively. Also depends on what you're reading, no? If the book that you're reading is really nice, then you will read like this. But if the book that you're reading is really, really boring, even if it is a story book, this will be the case. No? I understand. But when you're reading, be involved. So, what are the skills to be a good reader? So, when you're reading to somebody who's watching you, this is how it will look like, no? That you're reading a book. But what you're really doing is you're living the adventure. Am I correct? So, in your minds, this is what you're doing, no? So, it is not just looking at somebody else's experience, you living that experience. So, when you're reading, how do you actively read? You will predict what's going to happen. You will question why did the author write in such a way? Why did the character behave in a certain way? And you will clarify, you will understand. Infer is to come to a conclusion. You should be able to summarize what you read. You can also compare between what's changed from the previous chapter to this chapter, or the way the author has changed in his style of writing from the previous book to the current book. Many things we can compare. You can connect things, you can visualize things, evaluate, that is to assess, and to synthesize. All of this will happen when you're actively reading. Only when you're actively reading, not when you're just, keeping the book open right in front of you. So let's go see the strategies that you can do when you're reading. If it is not a library book, you can highlight. How many of you have a highlighter? Do you have a highlighter? What is a highlighter? Do you have one? It comes in many interesting colors. Yes, if you own the book, you can highlight the sentences that you really like. I do that. I read my books and I prefer to mark some things that I really like, because the next time I'm reading, it's like me telling myself, see, you like this the last time you read this book. You have neon pink. Great. I have one in purple with me. I love purple. You have one in fluorescence? Okay. You don't have a level 2 book? Maybe you just recently registered or you're yet to register. Please check. Once you have registered, the book will come to your school, my dear. All colors, really? That's a sketch pen set or highlighter? A highlighter will not show when you're photocopying the book, so that's better. All right, so you can highlight the things that you really like, that you will, even your textbooks when you're reading, no, you can highlight and try to read aloud. Or if it's disturbing the people who are near you, try to think aloud when you're reading. It's okay. And especially if you're reading with a friend, that would be awesome. You can discuss the things and do all that. Or you can even make outlines, flow charts, or diagrams on how the story is proceeding and everything. These are the different reading strategies, even for your studying. All of these will work, not just, leisure reading, even your serious study. All of these will help in your reading skills. Now, in spelling, how do we have reading comprehension? Can you read this? Pat has a cat. The cat is fat. The fat cat sat. It sat on a mat. It sat on a hat. It sat on a rat. The fat cat sat. And why have I got this here? Many a times in your textbooks, in any reading activity that you find, the reading comprehension exercise will be very simple like this. And the first sentence, what does it say here? Pat has a cat. The question will be like, who has a cat? And how was the cat? Where did the cat sit? Don't you think this is or actually an insult to your intelligence? No. You can just see the answer there and write. There is no much thinking skills, nothing is involved. We don't want to insult your intelligence like that. And that is why, yeah, this is super easy and this is boring also, no? It's okay. So in spell bee, we have all of the different kinds of reading for you. I just told you this. This is an example of a news article. The day the first man landed on the moon. One step for a man, one giant leap for mankind. A poem, a poster, or a dialogue. From which book has this been taken? Can you tell me? Who knows? Very good. This is from Narnia, the Witch and the Wardrobe, correct. And who are these two characters? You must be some kind of beardless dwarf. Who is saying this? This is not Peter. This is Tumnus. This is Tumnus, correct. And this is Lucy. I am not a dwarf. I'm a girl. She's not offended. She thinks it's a joke. That's why she's smiling. And who are these two people? Do you know these people? What do they have? They have nothing in common, right? Actually, once, not just once, Gandhi wrote two letters to Adolf Hitler asking him to not engage in war. And this letter is also there. I told you, right? Different kinds of text. This is also one kind. Understanding letters. And we have taken historically important or very, very funny letters for you based on your grades. And what is this? A product and its label. And all of these different kinds of texts you will find in your exercises. All right. Now, based on this, can we go for a quiz? Are you ready? I have one example content for all of these different 6 kinds of text. I will show you one by one and you will answer questions that I ask based on the contents. Okay, so if you're ready, let's begin. So it's not just reading for marks. There are many different kinds of reading. So don't always think when somebody says read as a punishment, read as a chore, read for pleasure, read for knowledge, and also read for fluency. Now let's begin with the first kind of text. This is a limerick. How many of you know what's a limerick? A limerick is a kind of a poem. It has only 5 lines, and you see in a limerick, the first, second, and the fifth line will rhyme. These 3 lines will rhyme. That's the rhyme scheme. And the third and the fourth line, they will rhyme. Okay? So supposed, closed, dozed, all of these are rhyming words. And rats, hats, they both are rhyming words too. All right? So this is a limerick. You know, one famous limerick that you all know. I'll give you a clue. Okay, this is a very, very famous rhyme, but you may not know that it is a limerick. It starts with the word hickory. Hickory. Do you know the rhyme? Hickory. Very good. That's correct. Hickory dickory dock. Hickory dickory dock. What's the next line? Hickory dickory dock. The mouse went up the clock. Okay. The clock struck 1. The mouse ran down. Hickory dickory dock. Tick tock, tick tock. Can you see the first line, the second line, and the fifth line? All of these 3 lines rhyme. And the third and the fourth line, they rhyme. So this is a very popular limerick that you know already. And this limerick that I'm showing you here right now was written by Edward Lear. Okay. And if you're ready, I'll just make it full screen. Can you see this? Yeah. There was an old man who supposed that the street door was partially closed, but some very large rats ate his coats and his hats, while the futile old man dozed. Right. I'm going to unshare. I'm going to close this. Are you ready? I'm going to ask you some questions based on this. Did you see this? Did you read this? Yes? Okay. Gone. So can you now tell me, are you ready? What was partially closed? What was partially closed? What door? You have to tell me what door. Very good. The street door. Beautiful. And who ate? Who came in the door? How were the rats? Plural, no? Not just one. Were they small? Large rats. Correct. What did they eat? What did they eat? Hats? Coats. Not cheese. No. Coats and hats. Very good. But what was this man doing when these rats had come? What was he doing? Very good. Sleeping, dozing. Correct. Good job. Let's see. All right. Good job. Superb. So questions will be simple for the exam. Questions will be based on the content that we give you. And for the first state, I mean the state level that you're going to write now, right now, will have the same questions from your exercises. Okay. But when you come to the international level, we'll give you different set of questions. But for the state level, just from the book as it is. Now let's see the next one. What is this? This is a letter written by who? Jawaharlal Nehru, our first Prime Minister of independent India. He wrote this letter to his daughter, my dear Indira Gandhi. So that is this letter. Can you read this? Is it blurred or is it okay?
Yes,
Can you
ma'am,
read
it's
this?
readable only.
Thank you, Hari. On your birthday, you have been in the habit of receiving presents and good wishes. Good wishes you will still have in full measure, but what present can I send you from Naini prison? So why is he writing a letter? Because Nehru is not with his daughter. He is actually in the prison. So he is not able to send any gifts. My presents cannot be very material or solids. They can be of the mind and spirits. Things that even the high walls of prison cannot stop. You know, sweetheart, how I dislike sermonizing and doling out good advice. I have always thought the best way to find out what is right and what is not right, what should be done and what should not be done, is not by giving a sermon, but by talking and discussing. And out of discussion, sometimes a little bit of truth comes out. I have liked my talks with you, and we have discussed many things, but the world is wide, and beyond our world lie other wonderful and mysterious worlds. None of us need ever be bored or imagine what we have learned, everything worth learning. And imagine, sorry, none of us need ever be bored or imagine that we have learned everything worth learning and become very wise. Okay, are you done reading? Can I stop the sharing? One, two, three. Okay, no? You're saying no? Okay, I'll give you 1 more minute. Reads. Okay, okay, please read. Okay, three, two, one. Gone. Now I'm going to ask you. My questions won't be very difficult, so don't worry. Where is Nehru writing this letter from? Very good. Prison. Do you remember what prison is this? The name of the prison? Very good. Naini prison. And what is the occasion for which he is writing this letter? Can you guess birthday? Whose birthday? Whose birthday is this? Very good. Indira Gandhi's birthday, his daughter's birthday. That is the correct answer. Super. Um, what he says, he will still be able to send, even sitting inside the prison. Is he saying that he will still be able to send Indira Gandhi some gifts? No. Very good. Wishes, good spirits, beautiful. Good wishes, mind, spirits, beautiful. All of these are correct answers. Wishes, all of these are right. Good job. What does he say? Cannot stop. These wishes that he is sending, what he says, even dash cannot stop. What cannot stop? Very good. Even the very high prison walls, the walls of the prison cannot stop. Great. And in the second paragraph, he's saying that he does not like to give lectures. There is one word he used. Can you remember? It starts with the letter S. I don't like doling out advice or S. Very good. What is that word he used? Sermonizing. Correct. That's now making somebody sit down and, give them a long lecture. No. He prefers to discuss. And when they discuss, what he says comes out. Sometimes a little bit of dash comes out. Do you remember reading that word? Very good. A little bit of truths comes out. Good. You have great reading and memory skills. Beautiful. And because it's a letter, can I also ask you one question about, reading in between the lines? Okay. Do you understand what is reading in between the lines? So it's not just the text, it's actually called the subtext. That is not, explicitly mentioned there. Um, why is why Indira Gandhi cannot expect gifts from him this time? Every year she is used to getting gifts, right? Why can't he send gifts? Is it that difficult? Of course, he is locked up. He is in the prison, so he is not able to go get a present for her. And because I'm sitting in the prison, I will not be able to go to the shop and buy a gift and give you a gift. He's not saying that, right? Because we can understand by, yeah, reading in between the lines. Awesome. Now let's go to the next one. Any unparliamentary words, remove the person from the meeting. Now this is a poster. How many of you have tried scavenger hunt as a game? What is a scavenger hunt? You get a list of things to find, usually played outdoors, and you have to go hunt for these things. I love playing scavenger hunt. In fact, organizing scavenger hunts can also be done indoors, correct? All right, so let's see what's in this poster, okay? Nature walk, scavenger hunts. The dates are here. 13 to 25, 2021, a fun activity for kids and families. You can win a gift card worth $20. How to play? Download the scavenger hunt list or pick one up at the West Entrance Cashier Station. I hope you're reading. Take a walk outside with your child and have them check off items on the list as they find them. Email a photo of the completed scavenger hunt form to this email address, ashley@colasanti.com, or drop off the completed form at our West End cashier station, open from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. 5 winners will be selected at random, receiving one $20 Colasanti gift cards. Clear? Can I stop the sharing? No? I read it for you. Come on. I'm zooming it for you. It's not that difficult. Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And sharing. Okay. How many winners will be selected? Very good. 5 is the correct answer. So totally, how many dollars worth of gift cards will be doled out? $5 into 5 will be 25. No, no, 25. 5 winners. $5 worth. So totally, yeah, 25. And can you tell me in which entrance cashier station can they collect the lists and can they give it back? West entrance. Beautiful. And a tough question. How much time do they have to complete this? It opens at sometime in the morning and it closes at a certain time. So totally, how much time do they have? How many minutes do they, how many hours do they have? No, my question is totally how many hours do they have? Not 5 hours. It says 10 to 5, correct? So totally very good. If you're saying So 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 7 hours to complete the scavenger hunt. That's not bad. That's enough time. How many items are there on the lists? How many items are there on the scavenger hunt lists? Very good. If you have said like Ridan that it is not mentioned, then you're correct because it was really not mentioned. It was not mentioned. No? You want to check? No, they didn't mention dots in the poster. Good job. Now let's go see the next one, which is a dialogue. Can you tell me from which movie have I taken this dialogue from? It's not a book. Now we have books based on this movie, but this is originally from the screenplay of the book. Very good. Kung Fu Panda, the very first parts. Okay? Want to read this along with me? Let's go ahead and read this. Oogway, I see you have found the sacred peach tree of heavenly wisdom. Poe, oh, is that what this is? I'm so sorry. I thought it was just a regular peach tree. Oogway, I understand. You eat when you are upset. Poe, upset? I am not upset. Why? Why would you say I'm upset? Oogway, so why are you upset? Poe, I probably sucked more today than anyone in the history of Kung Fu, in the history of China, in the history of sucking. Oogway, probably. And the five, man, you should have seen them. They totally hate me. Oogway, totally. He is not being dishonest. He's not saying, oh, no, they like you. No, he's not saying that, right? Let's keep going. Po. How is Shifu ever going to turn me into the dragon warrior? I mean, I'm not like the five. I've got no claws, no wings, no venom. Even Mantis has those thingies. Maybe I should just quit and go back to making noodles. Ugwe. Quit, don't quit. Noodles, don't noodles. You are too concerned with what was and what will be. There is a saying, yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, but today is a gift. That is why it's called the presents. And with that, the dialogue is done. And I'm going to ask you questions. Are you ready? Okay. All of the questions I'm going to ask based on this will involve you to, think and answer. No direct questions, all based on reading in between the lines. Okay. Is Poe excited or upset? Very good. He's not very excited. He has become the dragon warrior. And let's see. Is Ugwe very reassuring, encouraging, or he is just uh, being bluntly honest and is he just saying, don't think too much, don't overthink? He's honest and he's just saying, he's not encouraging, he's just saying, don't overthink. Yes, he's being very honest. Correct. He's not saying, oh, don't worry, I will take care, nothing like that. No? And there is a pun, right? One word here means two things. Which word is that pun? It's which word? You know what's the meaning of pun? I'll tell you. Why was the teddy bear not eating? Because it was stuffed. So that is pun. Stuffed, that word means it is filled with uh, the stuff that is used to fill the teddy bear. And it can also mean that it is full. But here, which word here is the word that is actually a pun? No, not that. The word presents. The word present can mean the current time. It can also mean a gift. So that is a pun. The present time, past, present, future. So present can mean either that or it can also mean the gifts. Right. The class will end sharp at 7:30, my dear. Now, this is a news article from the world of Harry Potter. And this is the Daily Prophet, the newspaper that they have. And Flying Anglia, Ford Anglia, mystifies muggles. How many of you have seen this movie? This is the second movie in the Harry Potter series. Have you seen this movie? If you have, just say yes. This is the part where Ron and Harry they take the flying car of Ron's father and they go to the school. Have you seen this? Some of you have, some of you have not. Okay, right. They don't go to school as they usually do in the train. They take the flying car because they missed the train. Right. Is this readable to you? The font is difficult to read, no? I will read it. Chamber of Secrets. That's correct, Drishan. Good. Bewildered muggles were convinced they saw an old car flying over the post office tower at noon in Norfolk. Okay, so that's the opening line of the article. And we have a name here. Mrs. Betty something spotted the flying Ford Anglia while hanging out her washing in her locality in some place, and another person of some place reported the flying car to police at his local Finchin someplace station. 6 or 7 muggles in all reported the flying Ford Anglia. The improper use of magic office is investigating the incident. The wizard responsible is expected to be in for a very rough time. Eyewitnesses, some name and some name, said that the accident caused by a rather feeble old wizard called Armando Dippets, a local well known for his erratic flying, is due to Baker's ancient age flying best next month on his 550th birthday. Unfortunately, this accident occurred a month too early. Luckily, though, no serious injuries were incurred. Okay, this is enough. Okay, in the world of Harry Potter, who was referred to as muggles is the non-magic people. Okay, people who are not involved in this world, in the magic world, meaning they are not wizards or witches. So what is mystifies, confuses, makes them, get very shocked. So that is mystifying. So based on what I read, can you tell me, okay, I will not ask you very tough questions because it was very difficult to read the text, but I read it for you. Um, some two people said it was Dippet, a very old man who was known for his erratic flying, must have flown that car. What birthday was he expected to be celebrating the next month? How old will he be? Very good. That was very quick. Saket, 550. No, 555th. Saurav, Palak, Avni. Good. 555th birthday. Yes. Armando Dippet. He actually also, I think, was the retired headmaster of Hogwarts. Right. Can you tell me the first person, the first eyewitness, what was she doing when she first spotted the car? She was actually trying to dry the She was drying her. Did you? Very good. Correct. The clothes. Drying the clothes. Correct. Not eating. Beautiful. And it's not mentioned here, but I told you this. It was not actually dip it. Two people were in the car. I just told you this. Do you remember these two people's names who were in the car? Harry and correct. Harry and Ron. They took Ron's father's car and crashed the Whomping Willow. Right. So let's stop that and go to the last one. This is a product label. What is here? We have some gelatin capsules, 1,000 ml. I think OO should be the size, gelatin capsules or the type. So what is it made of? 100 percentage bovine hide gelatin. Non-GMO, preservative free, no additives, gluten free, kosher certified, halal certified. And where is this made? Possibly in the USA. It says Pharma Capsules USA. Yes, it says Pittsburgh, PA. Right. So you have everything. The expiry date is not mentioned here. Now I'm going to, first of all, do you know what is gelatin? How many of you know what is gelatin? And there is something mentioned here. What is bovine? Gelatin is sugar, jelly. Okay, many of you don't know what is gelatin. So let's first see what is gelatin. This is made from gelatin. How many of you love gummy bears? Haribo gummy bears. Yes. I used to love gummy bears when I was young, but now I don't eat because I now know what is it made from. So this jelly, many a times, if you don't know, just check how is it made from. Many a times it is made from gelatin. Many people think gelatin is nothing but jelly, right? So what is jelly? That's different. What is gelatin? That is different. So gelatin is a virtually colorless, tasteless, water-soluble protein prepared from collagen and used in food preparation, in photographic processes, and in glue. How is it made from? Not very clearly explained here, no? You want to know how is it made from? Gelatin is made from animal collagen, a protein that makes up the connective tissues such as skin, tendons, ligaments, and bones. Hides, meaning the skin, and bones of certain animals, often cows and pigs, are boiled, dried, treated with a strong acid or base, and finally filtered until the collagen is extracted. Then it is dried, ground into a powder, and sifted to make gelatin. Okay, so this is usually how gelatin is made from these. Okay, so it's not just jelly. Sometimes we have jelly made from agar-agar. You know what is agar-agar? China grass. So that is not from animal origin. So that is different. Very recently, I came across this ad. This was very funny to me because many people go for omega-3 for from the fish oil, right? So this is one product that I found. It says omega-3 from flax seeds, but though it is vegetarian, but the covering, it says soft gelatin capsules, and that is made from animal collagen. So here it says bovine hide gelatin. So what is this made from? From the skin of cows. So you understand when you read a product's label, check for ingredients. So many times vegetarians, they won't even know that they are consuming something that is made from animal origin. Thankfully, we have these green dots and red dots in many products, which you can also check. And that will tell you if it is a vegetarian product or a non-vegetarian product. All right. With that, I have come to the end of my part of today's session. Very important. Anything that you come across, please read, be very well informed, and then use it. And notes, no amount of reading or memorizing will make you very successful in life. That is not the guarantee for your success. It is the understanding and the using of what you have learned. Only when you understand and put that to use, that is important. Okay. So, how is comprehension better than knowledge? Many people know you, correct? So, that is knowledge. But do everybody understand you? Does everybody understand you? No, right? So, that is the next level of knowledge to understand. I hope you understand. Okay. Comprehension is deeper than knowledge. Many people know you, but only a few can comprehend you. Similarly, you may know many things, but you may not understand many things. Understanding is the key to success. So, whatever you come across, please don't just stop at reading, try to reason. Okay. Now, with that, I have come to the end of my part of today's session. Please start the breakout rooms for your grade wise mentoring. Can go till 7:35 because I took some more time. Hello, all. Welcome back to the main session. I hope you have learned something interesting new today and you find this round in your book not very difficult, but very interesting. We have taken many interesting, inspiring, and funny, but real stories for your content for this round. For grade 3, you will find a nice letter written by a very young kid to the, I think, Australia space mission. Yes, so this is not just another round. This is actually to prepare you to read anything that comes your way. Information do not always come in neatly packed paragraphs. So you should not ask somebody to read it for you. If you see a poster in the notice board, your teacher should not explain that to you. Anything that comes to your home, any product that you're using, you should not ask somebody if this is good for you. You should be able to read your product label. How many of you in your homes use mouthwash? Is mouthwash something that you all have in your homes? Yes? Some of you saying yes, some of you saying no. Can somebody quickly go, if it's close to you, can you quickly go grab the mouthwash bottle? Any brands? Anything, any brand is okay. If you can show me your mouthwash. Thank you, Jarush. Thank you so much. So there is a mouthwash. Thank you. Anybody else has found it in your homes? How many of you are using it? How many of you like to use mouthwash? You have that really nice, fresh feeling, no? Do you use it? Many of you are giving me a hands up. How many of you are above 12 years of age? Can you tell me if you're above 12 years? Are you over 12 years? I'm not too sure. No, right? So you can actually find in every mouthwash bottle, but not written in a very big size, but written somewhere on the product label that it is not suitable for children who are under 12 years of age. It's very irresponsible of them to have that in very small size, but then they do have it and they can escape any legal litigations because they'll say, ah, they have mentioned it. So there are many things out there in the world that are not good for you, not appropriate, not at all right. And it's our duty, our responsibility to check that. So yes, whatever that comes your way, please check. And many times you will find numbers in the ingredients list, especially of food products, not words. So if they mention INS 202, INS 220, or E103, what does that mean? With your parents' permission, use a child-friendly search engine, preferably Google for Kids, and check what these are and if they are good or bad for you. And when you know that something is bad for you, it is common sense to not use it. So please read and research, reason, because these are our superpowers. There is no difference between a person who can't read and to a person who won't read. No, you know how to read. So let's read and use that skill. Thank you so much. With that, I'm now going to end today's session. I really hope you liked it and you prepare well for this particular round. And it's not going to be very difficult because you're going to get choices in the exam. Questions for level 2 will be just how it is like there in your exercises, not very different. When you come to the international level, it's a whole different story. We will discuss that when you get there. Okay, dear. Thank you so much. All the very best. And thank you. Thanks a lot to all of your participation, to all of your parents' support, and to our mentors for your beautiful preparation for today's session. I enjoyed many of your classes. I was there in many breakout rooms today, and also to the tech team of Spelby for supporting us in everything. Thank you so much. With that, we will end today's session. We'll meet you on Thursday for the fluency class. Bye, everyone.